Hey there, it's Chris from Good Roads, and I know I'm a little late on the whole New Year's thing, but I'm really excited about where the channel is right now, and as the year turns over, I wanted to take a minute and share some of that excitement with you. Despite everything going on in the world, and even a couple major setbacks with the projects that I did here on the channel, 2020 was a really good year here at Good Roads, and I am just singing with excitement about where we go from here. So I figured, hey, let's take a look back at 2020. See how we did. We can take a look forward to 2021 and see what's coming here on the channel. The very first video I put out last year was an easy method of making an inexpensive powder surfer. You guys seemed to really like that. From there I continued my snowboard building journey, moving up to building a more advanced powder board, and then ultimately tackling a fully featured snowboard build. And that build is still on. I'm having to recover from my layup failure, but I've already got my new design, wood for my new core, and all the other materials I need have been ordered and are hopefully on their way to me. You know, fingers crossed that the post office works. Along the way, I did some testing around pouring urethane sidewalls and experimented with a 3D printed cradle to profile my core. Developing those two techniques will help me in all of my future snowboard builds. Throughout the year, I also worked on my backyard park, cutting trails and building jumps. I pressed my first mountain board deck, and I even put together a mountain board edit for the first time since I was a kid. And all of that work has been just so much fun and so gratifying to do. The trail building videos don't tend to do as well here on the channel, but I enjoy that work so much, and since I'm doing those projects anyway, I'm gonna keep putting them up. If you haven't checked them out before, take a look. I will try to get the production value for those up a little bit in the upcoming years, but they're just gonna stay in the rotation because, I mean, you can't stop me from making jumps. In the past year, I also demonstrated a number of ways of making skateboards. Everything from a stupid easy longboard build, using a vac bag to press a deck with a foam mold, and even experimenting with 3D printed molds. And the skate projects didn't end there. I accomplished a huge goal of mine this year. I developed a technique for making wheels and bushings at home. And I made those techniques open source in hopes that other shapers will join me in making these parts. And along the way, I tackled a number of one-off projects, and even got featured on Hackaday, which is super cool. That kind of just happened. I looked at my YouTube dashboard one day and the numbers were way up, and I didn't know what was happening, but it turns out I got written up on Hackaday, so thanks guys. And the channel grew. At the beginning of the year, I had less than 200 subscribers, and as of today, I'm less than 100 subscribers away from hitting 3,000 subs. So, thank you guys so much for the support. The growth is just so very encouraging. So a year of building, experimenting, breaking down barriers, accomplishing goals, I can fairly look back at 2020 and be proud of the things that I did here on the channel. And now we're entering a new year, so what do we have to look forward to here on Good Roads? Well, first of all, I have to finish building a snowboard. Like I said, the design of the new board is done and I'm getting materials together, so hopefully I can conquer that goal quickly. Back on the skateboarding side of things, I promised you guys that I'd come up with a system for casting coreless wheels. And I am gonna deliver on that. The molds are already in development and I'm hoping that I can start testing them soon. The next one's a big goal, but if you've been paying attention, it also shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. Trucks. I'm gonna try to figure out how to cast trucks at home, and I am so excited about the possibilities that that will unlock. I've had that project planned for a long time, probably gonna do green sand casting with 3D printed bucks. I'm gonna start with the traditional Kingpin truck and then maybe venture out into RKPs. And I mean, you guys know me, eventually I wanna make mountain board trucks, but we'll start small and work our way up. And on the urethane side of things, in addition to trying to make casting those parts easier and more accessible, we're also going to continue the hunt for good, off-the-shelf urethanes to use for bushings and wheels, and I'm hoping to make some testing machines that'll help us evaluate all the different candidates. And guys, honestly, I feel like all of that is just barely scratching the surface. Obviously, I'm going to continue to do board builds. I'm going to tackle increasingly difficult technical ones so that I can grow my skills as a shaper. And I'm also going to do some much easier, more accessible ones, so even if you've never made a board before, you can get started getting out there and making your own gear. I'm going to do my best to improve the quality of the channel. I'm going to experiment with different video formats. We're going to get some collaborations going. I think you guys can see why I'm so excited about where we are right now, right? And lastly, on maybe a little bit of a more personal note for me, for the first time in a long time, maybe the first time ever, I've actually got a New Year's resolution. Here's the claim: I'm gonna ride more, like a lot more. I spend so much time building stuff here on the channel, I don't do much riding, and it feels silly. I feel like in order to give you guys the best picture of the work that I do here, I need to be able to ride at least well enough to show off the boards that I'm building, right? So along with all the awesome projects that I'm gonna tackle here on the channel, that's my personal goal. I'm gonna take care of the old cuerpo, I'm gonna get a lot of practicing in, and I'm gonna try to progress as a rider. Your boy might even learn how to kickflip. And to those ends in 2021, so far so good. I've been getting my days in on the mountain, and because of that, I'm feeling more comfortable and having more fun with technical snowboarding than ever. So cheers to a year gone past of successful growth and fun projects, and an upcoming year full of boards, building, experimentation, urethane, molten metal, progression, and good roads to travel. If you guys have any ideas for projects I could tackle this year here on the channel, leave me a comment down below. I got a couple talking about skimboards, and we gonna take care of that. It's gonna happen. Subscribe if you haven't, because as you can see, there's gonna be a lot of really cool projects happening this year. And as always, thanks y'all. Thanks for coming along. I really can't wait to spend 2021 with you. One last thing, this instrument, this little guitar thing, is an electric octave mandolin that I built for myself. Instrument building is my other woodworking passion, and I'm kind of in need of an electric bass, and I really want to build one. So I have no idea if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing here on the channel, but leave me a comment down below if you would like to see it, and maybe I can get an instrument build as kind of a side project. I'm hoping to be able to tackle it either way, but if you guys want me to record it and edit and throw it up, I'd be game. Just let me know. Happy New Year.